Hey, how are you?
The Russian assault on Ukraine began with missile attacks on key targets.
Explosions rocking several cities,
47
including the capital of
cities
Kyiv,
extreme heat
as a
waves
range of
continue
wildfire
to
continues
target
to burn.
various.
I'm okay. I'm not good. I'm okay. Compared to other people, I'm doing fine, but my heart hurts. I became a father this year, and when you take on that responsibility, your priorities shift. All of a sudden, it's all about your kid. Your well-being is important, but your kid comes first, obviously. But in a world that is seemingly becomes more darker and violent and depressing, it's hard to envision a future for your kid where it's not just survival or anguish or other horrible stuff. I think humanity is a crucial point right now in time where we face so many problems. Most of them are caused by greed, power-hungry men, and exploitation. It's easy to get overwhelmed, and the natural response is to just ignore it if you have the luxury to do so, or look for seemingly easy solutions that are not solutions at all. Something I know by heart is true, and if you look back in history, you can see it, is the following. Never in the history of humanity has hate had any positive outcome, ever. So if something is driven by hate or fear, then you can already assume that it's not going to be good. What we put in this world, we get back. It's something that a lot of people say, but I firmly believe in that sentiment. If you put out hate, fear, you get the same response. If you put out positivity, love, you'll get that back. That said, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to find the silver linings right now. Struggling to find the positivity. I'm a firm believer in the good, and I know for a fact that in the end love will remain. And from a scientific perspective, love is a far bigger and superior emotion, more profound and lasting. I read this book called A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, and he is a Holocaust survivor. And he wrote this book about his time in the concentration camp and basically the reason why he survived. This book is remarkable and a must-read in my opinion. And it not only reminds us of the horrors of the Second World War, but also the positivity that you can find if you shift your perspective in very horrific situations. Basically a beacon of light in darkness. Ultimately, Frankl survived the horrors of the camp by identifying a purpose to each person's life through one of three ways. So for example, the completion of a task, caring for another person, or finding meaning by facing suffering with dignity. Completing tasks means keeping yourself busy, finding meaning in the things you do. For example, the thing that I'm doing right now, talking to you directly through this camera. Caring for another person. For some people, that might sound easy, but for some others, it's really hard because it means putting someone else's needs above your own. And lastly, finding meaning in facing suffering by dignity. Probably the hardest of them all, depending obviously on the situation. But if Frankl was able to do it in a concentration camp, like basically hell on earth, I think we all can. And by finding meaning, we can create purpose and positivity, ultimately helping us in coping with difficult situations. That's the whole point. He found purpose, and he believed that he will eventually be freed and come out there, and that this is not the end, and that's what kept him going. And he writes in the book that other people who could not identify something like that died. See, I'm not doing well. If someone asks me how I'm doing, I'm saying I'm fine, but I'm not fine. I'm very much in tune with my body and my emotions. And I feel the world's pain, or in German, Weltschmerz. You know, I used to read all those stories, the news, the suffering. And it hurts. It hurts me that people are hurting still in a day and age where we all know that fucking war, there's no fucking sense. And I know that I have immense privilege to live in a country where, thank God, there is no active war right now, and for being able to distract myself, and for also ignoring it once in a while, for turning off the news, and for ignoring it, and just living in this bubble. But I'm not going to do it all the time, because I'm part of humanity. I'm part of this world, and I want a better world for everyone. And by ignoring the pain of millions, I'm not being part of this world. Because if my neighbor is doing well, I'm doing well. We're all connected, and I think now more so than ever, we need to fight for a better world. So if you're asking me how I'm doing, I'm going to tell you I'm not doing well. But I believe in the good. I believe in love and compassion, and I believe that we as humans, and it might sound super cheesy and just weird, but I believe in global peace. I believe that more people in the world want peace than people want war and hate and fear. And I know that we can push towards global peace. There's no fucking other way. I have to believe that. I have to envision that. Not for myself necessarily, but for my daughter, for her future. I owe her that. Thanks for watching, and until next time.